Okay, let's talk about the, say, business side of things. You're involved with an accessories company, right?
Tuna fish, love
Exactly, which actually we both use.
Oh, no way. Wow, amazing.
So how did that actually come about?
It came about because I was just sick of paying through the nose for the little white squares that with a circle in it, and it just always seemed completely ridiculous to me that how is that supposed to stop anything from turning? You know, if you want something to stop turning, then it needs to be a rigid star-shaped hole with something sitting against the shell so it cannot possibly move.
Exactly.
And so myself and a friend of mine who makes snare drums himself, Mike Bigwood, came up with the idea. He came up with the name and the design. I was like, oh, they sound like fish. They look like a bit like fish, don't they? And he came up with the name Tuna Fish. And it was just a bit of a laugh at first. And we made a load and we did a couple of drum shows and had no business acumen between us whatsoever, like nothing. We were just giving them away left, right and centre and like, why aren't we making any money? You know? And so we forgot about it. We just let it go because we didn't want to put any more money into it, and we just sort of let it fizzle out really. And then when Skunk got back together, we did a video for a song called, can't remember, but we needed a drum kit.
Mm-hmm.
It'll come to me in a minute. And I put a thing on Facebook saying, anyone got an old drum kit they don't mind getting rid of because I'm going to smash it up and blah, blah, blah. And Ian Aguado Bush, who is the product manager at Headstock now, got in touch with me and said, yeah, I've got an old one, you're welcome to it, we just want it out of the way. So I went up there, I met him, he said, what's happening with Tuna Fish, by the way? Oh, we let it go. And he said, oh, do you fancy letting me have a go with it? I'm like, well, as long as it doesn't cost us any more money, because that's why we stopped doing it. And he was like, just let me. And this was just as all the social networks were taking off, and he'd done a marketing degree, so he was, you know, I didn't really use it up till that point. And he just plastered it all over the internet and had some more made, and they sold, and he got a distribution deal, and you know, it will never make us £1 million, but that's not why we started it. We started it because I had a very particular problem and I needed a solution, and that worked. And so now... And
it's been solved, let me tell you.
Yeah,
I mean,
it worked.
We know.
Yeah. And we have so much great feedback about it, you know, and it's like, oh my God, where have you been all my life, sort of feedback, you know. And now we're in a lot of music shops, and we export them to the States and Europe.
You are here too as well.
Yeah, so it's really, really amazing. The guy who does Big Fat Snare Drum, he looks after us in America.
Exactly.
So,
great idea, really great.
Thank you, thanks very much. I would like to do more, but we don't make enough money from that to be able to invest in other things. So maybe that's all it'll ever be, and if that's all it ever is, then that's great. That's fine by me.
True. Okay, so let's talk about charity. Why not? I mean, the stuff you do is quite remarkable.
Thanks very much.
So let's start with the music charity.
Music support, it was started by myself and my best friend, who's a clinical psychologist and intervention specialist, an addiction specialist, and who I met obviously through my journey into sobriety and beyond. And I just thought, wouldn't it be great, eventually I thought, wouldn't it be great if there was a go-to place, like in the UK we have Childline, for example, for children. If they're struggling, they call the Childline number. What if there was something like that for musicians? Not just for musicians, but anyone in the music industry that's suffering with addiction. They go, oh, at least I've got that number to call. Because when I got sober, there was nothing. Me and my manager, we just didn't know we didn't know where to go, we didn't know what to do, who to call. And I remember thinking then, I really don't want this to be the standard for everyone in the industry. There should be somewhere that people can call. So anyway, 15 years passes, and I get together with my friend, and he's had a meeting with two other guys, a tour manager and an a label guy, who've had the same experience as me, and they're looking to set something up. And we had a meeting. We very quickly arrived at the name Music Support, and we had the same ideas, and we just set up this helpline number straight away, like, quick, let's go, you know. And people started calling, and so oh my God, it's happened so fast. It's not taken very long for people to call on a regular basis. The word has spread really quickly, and we still have no telephone training. So it depends what they call up for, though. Sometimes they just need somebody to talk to. Sometimes, one time there was someone who called me, and the night before they tried to take their own life. So it's really serious. It's everything from I just need to tell somebody to talk to somebody to it was nearly the end of me.
And then whatever your answer is going to be might actually have quite a significance on this person's next few hours. So that's quite a burden, I would have to say.
It's not a burden because we know that we're not qualified to fix them. Yeah. So what we are qualified to do is listen. And if it's anything more than that, then Johan gets involved and he'll assess them. And it's really incredible. One guy just needed, his meds were out of kilter, and he went to the NHS. He saw a doctor. They said, "Oh, how long have you been taking this quota of medicine?" And he was like, 8 years. I'm like, no wonder you feel crazy, you know. He readjusted his meds and he was fine. So another guy rang in, a sound guy, said, I'm losing my hearing. And I'm a sound guy. What do I do? Of course, there's nothing you can do but carry on. But he just needed to say it, because this is an environment where vulnerability, more often than not, is met with ridicule, not empathy. And empathy is what you need. Empathy balances out vulnerability beautifully. Ridicule just makes everything worse.
It's met with ridicule or this kind of attitude like, well, this is show business. Everybody
just get over it.
Yeah,
just get over it.
It's nothing. Which it is not. Right?
No. So if you're in that place where you're really almost rock bottom or at rock bottom, and you get that attitude from someone, that can just send you over the edge. It's a very difficult place to be if you're in that place.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I think it's really beautiful what you guys are doing. It's just amazing. I mean, I was in a band, in a power trio with 2 alcoholics.
Right.
Okay, so
you know how difficult
I know something about that.
Yeah. It's not pleasant.
No, it's not.
It's not pleasant.
No, it's not.
When all you want to do is when you can see that there's a problem and you want to help, but there's nothing that you can do. It's very painful for the people around the alcoholic as well. So there's a statistic that is that an addict or an alcoholic will negatively affect at least 8 people around them. At least 8 people.
True.
That's a lot of people to harm.
I mean, if you look back, that's exactly what was happening in your life, right?
Yeah.
And so you just know.
Yeah. I was drinking and drugging addictively, and everyone else was suffering because they felt they couldn't say anything.
No, it's really beautiful.
And look what I had. Look what we had. Look what we'd built. I mean, it was incredibly precious, and we just threw it away like an old stone, and it should have been polished up like a beautiful diamond.
Another great idea, you see, this charity thing.